Now I'll show you that not all bouncy balls were created equal. They have what's referred to as different coefficients of restitution, which is basically a way of suggesting they have a different percentage of height that they'll return to when dropped and allowed to bounce off a surface. So I'm going to drop this ball from a height of 100 centimeters. I don't know how well you can see it. I've measured this one and it returns to a height of about 82 centimeters. This larger one has a slightly smaller coefficient of restitution. I drop it from 100 centimeters and it returns to about 70 centimeters. If I show you the two side by side, you can see the difference in their coefficients of restitution. Yep, this ball goes a little bit higher than this one. Can we violate the law of conservation of energy? Can we ever get a situation where we drop the ball and it bounces to a height greater than where we released it from? I think that's the idea behind an old Disney movie known as Flubber. So I think I've invented Flubber. When I take this object and drop it from this height, notice how high it goes? Well, that's a cheat, isn't it? I flipped this inside out. That took a little bit of work, and in doing so, I've stored not only gravitational potential energy, but this also has some amount of elastic potential energy. So when it hits, not only does it tap into that gravitational potential energy, but it releases the elastic potential energy, which allows it to go even higher. In my next video lesson, I'll measure the mass of this ball by placing it on this scale, and we'll take these values of 100 centimeters and 82 centimeters and see if we can determine not only how much thermal energy is developed, how much mechanical energy is wasted in the bounce. We'll also see if we can come up with some kind of estimate of how much the temperature of the ball could be expected to increase based on bouncing off the desk. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you. The fact that it doesn't return to the same height that it was dropped from tells us that energy was destroyed. No, of course not. Energy is never created or destroyed. What it says is mechanical energy is converted into thermal energy. And this is a process that happens time and time again. And it's very difficult to take thermal energy and convert it into mechanical energy. For example, the ball hits this desk, and you can hear it. You can hear the vibrations as they're carried away as sound waves. So all the molecules that make up this desk are vibrating at a certain random speed. They have random kinetic energies. When something hits the desk, every molecule vibrates a little bit faster, right? And so what we have is some of the kinetic energy goes into the molecular kinetic energy in the desk. And so not all of the initial kinetic energy is available to produce a return to the same height. So what if we did this? What if I just take the ball and rest it here, and I rub my hands together, blow on, put them in my armpits, get my hands as hot as I can, and then I'm going to touch them to the desk. In doing so, that'll be another way to increase the random kinetic energies of the molecules. Will it ever happen that all those random kinetic energies collide with this ball and make it shoot up into the air? Of course not. It doesn't work that way. It's very easy for us to convert mechanical energy into thermal energy, but very difficult to take thermal energy and harness it to do anything useful.